All right. Start up our next game of the day. We'll start it with an ace from Grace's McKinley Edmondson. Grace on your right, Fresta Valley on your left. We saw both of these teams already today. Now they're matching up here in this one. So middle of the floor, lefty lets it fly and set back across, and now Fresta Valley to play it and blocked up front and in the net. I got something. Oh yeah, this was the team we had different numbers on.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah.
Several on both sides last time.
That's served under the net. 2-1 is the lead now for the Lions. They will get to serve here as Lauren Klepper will get things started. Wow, there's a line drive serve returned out of bounds for an ace, and it is 3-1. Here, played out front, returned, and then Klepper can't come up with it. So it's a 3-2 lead for Grace. And the jump serve here from Molly Freer from Fresta Valley. Middle of the floor, bumped across by Klepper. Here's Lepke, that's returned. Now back near side for Worsham, who puts it across. So Fresta Valley again, little bump over there. Back row. Sent across by Klepper. This hit by Sams. Put back across. Nope. This is a long point. Middle of the floor. Good dig by Sams. Outside, set over by Sarah Ross. Middle, Lepke let it fly. Good dig. Now dump back over by Moldenhauer. Lepke again, out of bounds.
Longest volley of the day, wasn't it?
That was it. That it was. A 4-2 lead for Grace. And then we'll get set to serve here. Grace Academy out of Matthews, North Carolina. Serve now played up front, middle of the floor. Tipped over by Lepke. Now they'll try it to the outside for Ross. Fires that. Now back near side. That hit out of bounds by Jordan Davey. And it's a 4-3 lead for Grace. Speaking of towns I don't know, Matthews, North Carolina would be in that list.
That's going to be near Charlotte.
Okay.
Not far from Charlotte.
Tipped over by Freer. Middle of the floor, and that tipped across the net and down, so now a 5-3 lead. You said you were living in South Carolina, right?
Yes, sir, near Clemson.
Clemson, all right.
Town of Pendleton.
Serve from Jordan Davey, returned on one hit. Now back row to Klepper, she'll hit that into the net, and it's a 5-4 lead for Grace. This is Lexi Sams getting set to serve for Fresta Valley. The Pioneers coming off winning 2 straight games just a few minutes ago, actually. Playing back-to-back games here. Back near side. Sent over by Edmondson. Now Beals returns the favor. And into the net is McKinley Edmondson. And we're tied at 5. Boy, this could take a long time to play 2 games of 25 with these two teams.
That's exactly right. These teams are focused, ready to play this match.
And an incredibly even matchup, too. It seemed about the same skill level. That's out of bounds, and will be a 6-5 lead for Fresta Valley.
I believe everyone is shook off the early morning grogginess, and they're ready to play.
Well, for Fresta Valley, they just played 2 games, so they're right in the middle of game mode. Set to the outside, that hit deep and out of bounds by Dory King. Be a 6-5 lead for Grace. Okay, we'll get set to serve it up here. Play back up front, tipped across. Now sent back near side. Dumped over by Beals, and now sent back across again. Sent to the outside, tipped across and down off the head from Dory King. So now 7-6 the lead. Lefty serve by Worsham. Boy, that was returned in a hurry. Now back middle of the floor. A hit by Moldenhauer. Fresta Valley with an opportunity, and that hit into the net by Dory King. We're back tied at 7 here in game 1. Once again, not a best-of-3 match. These are 2 independent games to 25. They take the total wins in the day, and that's how you get seeded come Thursday and Friday. And there's a good kill by Dory King. Make it 8-7 Fresta Valley. And this is Joelle Beals getting set to serve for the Pioneers. It's dumped over now. Freer sets it on the floor. Lepke hammers that, and a kill for Zoe, and a 9-7 lead for the Pioneers. Now back near side. Put across. Boy, nice dig in that back row. I believe that was Beals who came up with it for Fresta Valley. Back middle of the floor, and good block up front by Zoe Lepke, and it's a 10-7 lead for Fresta Valley. Joelle Beals continues to serve. Up front, Klepper. And somebody's in the net. I believe the Lions were in the net, so 11-7 now. And middle of the floor. Pumped over there by Klepper. Backline Sams. Up front. Put over by Edmondson. Now backline Sams again. Hit that out of bounds. So 11-8 the lead for Fresta Valley.
I was beginning to think if Fresta Valley was going to go on their usual run a little early in this match.
You're right, though. First 2 games, at some point they went on about a 10-point run, and that was the difference. This hit out of bounds by Lepke. Now it's 11-9. These 2 teams are pretty evenly matched, though. I'd be surprised if one or the other really ran away with it. But who knows? We'll see. Sam's in that back line. Puts it across. Now near side. Jordan Davey had that blocked, but still going here. Hit into the net. And it will be a 12-9 lead for Fresta Valley, and they will serve. The serve for Fresta Valley by King. Now dumped back across. That goes off the shoulder of Worsham. Now dumped over, and the Lions will play it back here on the near side. Good dig in that back row. Out to Ross. Middle to Lepke, out of bounds. So 12-10, the lead for Fresta Valley. And now serving for Grace is Lauren Klepper. Net into the net, make it 13-10. So here by Freer and a little battle at the net, and it falls on the Lions side, so 14-10 Fresta Valley.
Freer approaches that line on that serve, and it looks like she's going to touch it every time. But then she leaps up and strikes the ball.
Set in the middle, Lepke, that's blocked. Up front, Lepke again, out of bounds, make it 14-11 Pioneers. Serve here, played back down the middle. Lepke just puts it across. And serve now, played up front. Lepke puts it across. Middle of the floor, Moldenhauer dug out in the back line, tip back over. Sent across there. Set in the middle, Moldenhauer into the net. And it's 15-13 Fresta Valley.
Our next game will be CCA B team versus Calumet.
Veer side, Moldenhauer puts that deep. Now hit, and it is. It's in on the back line. I didn't think Bethany Worsham was going to sneak that inside that back line, but she did, right on it. 16-13 Fresta Valley.
I knew you were looking for that information. That's why I thought I would share it with you.
Actually, that's exactly what I was going for. Serve returned up front, and this time the battle at the net won by the Lions. So 16-14. Jordan Davey now to serve for Grace Academy. Jump serve, boy, it's a nice looking serve. Back in the middle, sent across by Beals. Tipped over, now back line. And the Lions play it again into the back row. Sent across by Klepper. Tipped over out of bounds by Beals. 16-15 is the lead for Fresta Valley. Telling you, this is the two most even teams we've seen so far.
That's great.
They're about almost exact as far as skill level goes. That serve sails out of bounds. 17-15 the lead for Fresta Valley. And Lexi Sams to serve again for the Pioneers. Near side, good block up front by Beals. In the middle, Moldenhauer. Dug out in the back line by Lepke. Outside, that hammered out of bounds by King.
That was almost tipped right there. That was close.
It was close.
Very close. Almost off the shoulder.
17-16, that serve is in, and an ace, make it tied at 17. And we've got an illegal rotation on the Pioneers before the serve, so make it 18-17, Grace. That's the kind of thing I struggle with figuring out, because I mean, I don't know enough of the technical aspects of it to know what I'm looking for. That hit into the net, so 19-17 Lions.
Maybe we should suggest miking the officials
Yes.
so they can make the call.
Yes. This hit into the net. So 19-18 now, the Lions with the lead. This serve out of bounds from Worsham. Now 20-18 the lead for Grace. Good luck getting that volleyball back.
That lady is obviously experienced at chasing the ball into those stands. She knew exactly what to do. When I was growing up, playing under the stands was a real treat at a basketball game or a volleyball game.
Yep. I remember that. There's a double hit. So 21-18 the lead for the Lions. And timeout to Fresta Valley. It's their first one of the game.
This one's going to go all the way to the wire, looks like.
Yeah, I think these two are going to stay fairly even. So we've got, let's see. You said Calumet and CCA B team. Boy, Calumet's like on a marathon schedule today. They play at 1:30. They play at 2:30 against this Fresta Valley team. And then at 3:30 this afternoon, the CCA B team that we saw a little bit earlier are going to play this Grace team. So we're kind of getting everybody. That must be just the way they designed it. They just put all the 6 or 7 teams in one pool together, and they all play each other, and then reseeded out of that, which makes sense. You don't have to do a lot of traveling or anything. You just play in one spot all day long. So out of the timeout, back to the near side. Sent across there by Beals. Now back line, and that is tipped, and it will be 22-18 Grace. Allison Moldenhauer to serve. Serve here by Moldenhauer, taken by Sams outside. Tipped across and down by Dory King. Makes it 22-19. Joelle Beals. Wow, that's an unbelievable serve. 22-20 the lead now for the Lions. Fresta Valley trying to make a comeback here at the end of game one. That's into the net. So 23-20. And McKinley Edmondson to serve. And this return into the net. So the ace will make it 24-20, and now game point upcoming for Grace. Served by Beals. Return onto the net, and the ace makes it 25-20. The win for Grace here in game one. Take a break, come back with game two in just a moment. You're watching the NACA. All right, start of game number 2. Just a reminder, not best of 3 here today. It's just 2 individual games. You're trying to get as many individual wins as possible to get seeded as high as possible tomorrow. So the serve here from Dory King from Fresta Valley gets game 2 underway. Lepke fires, good dig in that back line by Davey, and now dump back over. Fresta Valley to play it again. Middle of the floor, Lepke just tips it over. Turned on one hit. Now in the middle, Lepke again sets it across this time. That hit out of bounds. So 1-0 is the lead for Fresta Valley. Serve here by King. Sent across up front. Lions play it again. Tipped across by Lepke and eventually falls in, and it's 2-0 the lead for the Pioneers. So King again with the serve. Now middle of the floor, bumped over by Moldenhauer. Middle Lepke. Now the outside, and that bounces off the top of the net and falls in from McKinley Edmondson. 2-1 the lead for Fresta Valley. And here's McKinley Edmondson to serve. Back line. Sent across by Lexi Sams. And over the floor, and a kill for Grace. Make it a 2-all tie.
That was perfect placement on that hit. Right on the line.
Thought I was going to sneeze, but no sneeze came. Sure it will, right in the middle of one of these plays. Serve here from Edmondson. Wow, that's a line drive serve. Middle of the floor. Lepke, good dig back line by Edmondson. Pumped over by Klepper. And hit out of bounds by Sarah Ross. So 3-2 the score, and there's one hit about 6 or 7 feet out of bounds, so we're back tied at 3.
She has an arm on her, that's for sure.
Yep.
She can put it out there.
Serve here, played up front. Now set back toward the middle, bumped into the net by Moldenhauer, and it's a 4-3 lead for Fresta Valley. Serve under the net from Molly Freer. We're back tied at 4. And Lauren Klepper will get set to serve for the Lions. Well, one thing about it, by the time we get to the end of today, we're going to know these teams backwards, forwards. We might not know anybody else that we'll see the next 2 days,
yeah.
But these 6 teams or so, we'll know them all.
That's right.
We got an officials timeout at the scorer's table.
Wow, what a surprise.
It's like the 10th one in this tournament. I think it was just a lineup issue or maybe a rotational issue or something. They got it figured out pretty quick. Serve here from Lauren Klepper. Now returned out of bounds by Ross.
I'm amazed. For some reason, I had not realized this. 6 officials to do one game. Score.
Yeah, I guess you're right. With the line judges, yeah.
Line judges.
There's an ace and a 7-4 lead now for Grace as Lauren Klepper will continue to serve. Hey, you have to run the clock, an official scorekeeper. Yeah, and 4 on the floor. Yeah, so there's 6 of them. That sails out of bounds. 7-5 the lead for Grace. Now to serve for Fresta Valley is Zoe Lepke.
The head official for this tournament said there was 46 officials here this week.
Wow, that's a lot. There's an ace from Lepke, making it now 7-6, Grace. That's a lot of officials.
It is.
Serve here is returned now in the middle of the floor. Beals tried to set it down. Now Beals in the middle will hit this one out of bounds. So 8-6. The lead for Grace is back in for Fresta Valley comes Dory King. And there's an ace served up, making it 9-6. Serve here, now played middle of the floor. Set across by Beals. Moldenhauer, good dig on that back line by Worsham. Across by Beals again. Now far side hit out of bounds by Worsham, and it's now 10-6. Serve played now up front by Freer. Good set, middle of the floor. And a kill for Joelle Beals. Now 10-7 the lead for Grace, and Lexi Sams checks back in for the Pioneers. She will get set to serve as well. Sams with the serve. Man, boy, good save up front for Grace. Beals in the middle. It's dug out. Now near side, Klepper will put it over. That near side. That one by King is dug out. Moldenhauer. Beals in the middle. Played back line by Edmondson. Sent back over, and now to the far side. That hit across by Worsham. He's bumped over, and now Fresta Valley to play it again, near side, and there is a kill for Dory King. Finally got a good rotation of sets to where King got a nice set on the near side and took advantage of it. 10-8 the lead for Grace. That's how hard it is to really get the exact right set in the right place at the right time. It's very difficult to do. There's an ace, and it's 10-9. That's what makes it impressive, like when you watch Calumet or the team we saw earlier today. Not Riverside, but The Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
Teams like that can do short set, long set, then go either side of the floor, then go behind. That's really difficult. You have to have a special set of players to be able to pull that off. Timeout here. 10-9 is the lead for Grace.
Something you might want to mention for those watching by internet, something to think about, is NACA sells apparel, very nice apparel, and they may want to consider calling the office and ordering a shirt.
That's a good idea.
Long sleeve t-shirts for the NACA tournament. They have them in red with blue writing trimmed in white, and I see a blue shirt and a white shirt. And very attractive, and we'll try to get some more information and pass that along.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, they got it right here in the gymnasium, right over by the bleachers. Little store set up. As out of the timeout, Lexi Sams will get set to resume serving. A 10-9 lead for Grace. Fresta Valley trying to mount a comeback here. And Sams serves up an ace, and we're tied at 10. Got plenty more volleyball to come your way today. Actually, I think we've got 4 more games just this afternoon. Dumped across. Now played over to Grace. And we'll set it up in the middle. Hit there is set back up again. Now off to Moldenhauer. Sams in that back row hits it out of bounds, and it's 11-10 Grace. As Jordan Davey will serve here for the Lions, leading at 11-10. They took game 1, 25-20, and that hits McKinley Edmondson in the back of the head off the low serve, so we're tied at 11. So Bethany Worsham, the lefty, fires it, and the Lions try to set it up here. Moldenhauer hits that inbounds on the near side, make it 12-11 Grace. Well, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, these are 2 very, very even teams. Nobody running away with anything in this matchup. It'll stay pretty close. There is an ace, and it'll make it 13-11 Grace. Once again, this is not a best-of-3 matchup. These are 2 individual games to 25. You're trying to win as many as you can throughout the day in order to get a better seed come tomorrow for the actual tournament brackets. And this bumped over at the last second for Grace. Near side, put across by King. Now outside, hit into the net by McKinley Edmondson, and it's 13-12. Grace. Served by Beals, now played up front, dumped over by Klepper. Near side, that hit, and it is tipped on the back line by Davies, so the kill will count. We're tied at 13. Again, Joelle Beals to serve. Serve here now, taken up front. Put across by Moldenhauer. Back line, Sams. This just set across. Freer in the middle to Lepke, and that will fall in off the top of the net. 14-13, the lead for Fresta Valley. This serve is out of bounds, so we're back tied at 14. Served now by Moldenhauer. Played back near side for King, who dumps it over. Outside, hit into the net by Edmondson. And we're tied at 15-14, the lead for Fresta Valley. It's played back now near side. Tracked down by Davey. Now it's dumped back over. Set in the middle for Lepke. Hits it into the net. And now we're tied at 15. So McKinley Edmondson to serve for Grace. Yeah, and that sails out of bounds. 16-15 as we seesaw back and forth. Fresta Valley with the lead at the moment. And trying to find the volleyball, and as they do, another one is tossed out there for Mally Freer to use. Jump serve is an ace, and it's 17-15. Jump serve by Freer. Outside, Davey fires, and that is a kill. So 17-16, the lead for Fresta Valley. And for Grace, Lauren Klepper will get set to serve. And finally retrieve the volleyball from underneath the bleachers. Served by the lefty Klepper. Returned on one hit. Now set back to the outside. Put across by Davey. And set across and down by Zoe Lepke. So 18-16 Fresta Valley. Little jump serve here from Lepke. Played now up front by the Lions. Oh, send it over. Good opportunity for Fresta Valley here. Near side, that's blocked up front as Ross tried to hit it from a little ways away from the net. 18-17 now the lead for Fresta Valley. And serve comes a little bit short. In the middle, Beals puts it over. Now Moldenhauer just out of bounds on the near side. Make it 19-17 Pioneers. Lexi Sams back into the lineup for Fresta Valley to serve. Sams with that jump serve. Played by Moldenhauer. Now she'll put it across. Put over by Keene. Outside, Davey fires. Good dig on that back line by Lepke. Now bumped across out front by Freer. And nice block up front by Joelle Beals. Off the hit by Lauren Klepper. 20-17, the lead now for the Pioneers, and again, Lexi Sams to serve. Now put over by Moldenhauer. Set across, and almost blocked by Beals, but couldn't quite get there in time, and it's 20-18.
Still tit for tat so far here in the match.
Yep.
Evenly matched teams here.
Jump serve by Davey. Now played far side. Sent back across by Worsham. A little bit of miscommunication, and that's going to cost the Lions. There's a tip down by Joelle Beals. 21-18. Fresta Valley. Tipped across. Now sent over. Middle of the floor, Beals. And they're trying to track it down, and the Lions will not, so it's 22-18. So Bethany Worsham getting set to serve again for Fresta Valley. Set to the outside. Put over by Edmondson. Edmondson again hits that out of bounds. So that'll be 22-18. And we've got a timeout to Grace Academy. 23-18, the lead for Fresta Valley. A couple points away from splitting this two-game set. Grace took the first one, 25-20. Fresta Valley about ready to take the second one. and there is no best of 3 match. It's just accumulating 25-point wins. So,
before we take a short break here, just let me mention a couple of the sponsors of this tournament. This year, of course, Bryan College here in Dayton, Tennessee is sponsoring the tournament, and Score International out of Chattanooga. For many years, Ron Bishop was the director of Score International, and they specialize in taking short-term mission trips using sports as the platform to draw a crowd and share the gospel. So we'd encourage you to check out those two different organizations, Bryan College and Score International.
Bryan College is a nice little campus here in Dayton.
Yes, they are.
Been out there a few times for baseball. So out of a timeout, an ace served up now 24-18, 1 point away for Fresta Valley here in game 2. So serve coming up here from Bethany Worsham. It is out of bounds, so 24-19 with a lead for the Pioneers. So Grace kind of a last gasp here in game 2, trailing 24-19, so it continues to be game point. And there's the serve coming up here. Play in the middle, bumped over by Beals. And out on the outside, Edmondson tips it across. In the middle, Beals just sets it over. And that hit out of bounds, and that'll do it. 25-19 takes game 2. So Fresta Valley and Grace split the 2 games, which is about right, meaning that, well, evenly matched. So they'll shake hands at center court, and we'll get set to move to our next match of the day, which is Calumet
B. Oh, Calumet versus
and CCAA B.
Yes.
Coming up here in a few minutes. You've been watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.